African slavery, from the trans-Saharan slave trade, okay, or the quote-unquote Arab slave trade, which predated all of them.
You put the icing on the cake, bro.
Your book told me that my ancestors were pagan, heathens, and inferior, meant to be slaves to all of you.
Right.
Every last one of you had a hand in the slave trade or in African slavery, from the trans-Saharan slave trade, okay, or the quote-unquote Arab slave trade, which predated the transatlantic slave trade or the European slave trade. But wait a minute, some of us also want to run to China and India. What about the trans-Indian Ocean slave trade? That's right. The Chinese and the Indians and the Japanese owned us too.
Wow. They owe reparations too. Wow.
Understand what I'm saying. In the words of the great ancestor, the old Sarah, Dr. John Henry Clark, my Peru, you ain't got no damn friends.
John Henry Clark.
You ain't got no friends, but African people, but yourself. Y'all all right?
Yeah, we all right.
Our spiritual and moral cultivation. Okay, so look, this is the ocean slave trade. That's right. The Chinese and the Indians and the Japanese owned us too.
Wow. They owe reparations too. Wow.
Understand what I'm saying. In the words of the great ancestor, the old Sarah, Dr. John Henry Clark, my Peru, you ain't got no damn friends.
John Henry Clark.
You ain't got no friends, but African people, but yourself. Y'all all right?
Yeah, we all right.
Okay, so look. This is what we were doing universally, regardless of the name we use. The reality behind the name was universal. And our ancestors had power. They had power. Communion and communication with the spiritual realm through ritual and divination. This includes deities or Nitaru, the ancestors, Jewelz, Aankhu, etc. Okay? So it is also our practice to commune and communicate with the spiritual realm. Right? So for us, you know how we're taught, okay, to pray and believe and have faith and to, you know, hopefully, right, if we believe and trust, something on the other side of that prayer is listening to us. And may, you know, hopefully it'll answer our prayers, okay? If we're good enough, if we're pious enough, right? For African people, communication with the divine, with the spiritual realm was always a conversation, always a dialogue through divination, oracles, right? Readings. You see? People that were able to divine through the use of symbols and omens, or being able to actually possess. Ritual spirit possession, meaning the ancestor, Big Mama, comes and jumps in his body to tell you what she got to tell you. That's that African stuff that you find universal no matter where you go on the continent. That's that stuff they tell us to run from today. That's that hoodoo. That's that voodoo. Nah, that's your mama. That's your daddy. That's that African stuff. That's okay. The importance of satisfying and uplifting the various agencies of the spirit world through our spiritual and moral cultivation, offerings and sacrifice for the success in life and the realization and actualization of one's innate potential. Meaning that the interaction of and with this spiritual realm and these spiritual forces was critical to our elevation, our evolution, right? Critical to maintaining balance and harmony in this life and success in this life. You see? We understood as African people that everything that happens in this realm is an end result of spiritual workings and processes that take place in the spirit realm. And in order to ensure that this realm was good, we had to make sure that the spiritual realm was good. The ancestors were good. You see? But the ancestors have to be elevated and fed and empowered, because all energy goes through exchanges. All energy, you know, takes things in, gives off waste, right? Takes in things that's vital to its sustenance, and then it gives off waste. All energy, all the way down to the atom of life. This is everything eats. That's the point. So just because the ancestors are no longer in this physical body does not mean that their spiritual body does not eat. That's something that our ancestors understood. That's something that African people have always understood. You see? And that's the reason for the offerings. And those offerings get the ancestors empowered. Our remembering of our ancestors kept them alive. And if they're empowered, if they're alive, then they're in a position to intercede in our affairs and help and guide us. All right? Okay, let's go. Y'all all right? Okay, Henensu, let's go. Henensu is one of the most important of all the Neteru. Now we're going to talk about the sisters. Y'all all right?
There you go.
Are y'all okay? Y'all hanging in there?
Now y'all need to put her on the throne. She's on the throne.
Okay. Henensu is one of the most important of all the Neteru. Okay. As well as one of the most popular. She is the Neteru of love, joy, music, dance, young women, sexuality, fertility, and creation. Similar to Mut, Henensu can be considered the divine feminine par excellence. Every other Neteru being considered a manifestation of her. Like many of the Neteru, she
also has a supreme form in which he can be interpreted and worked with as both the source of creation and creation itself. Henensu is an iterant of the divine queenship, the great royal wife of the Nisupiti. Just as every Nisu is identified with Heru is eventually to become an Osir, okay, deified Nisupiti or ancestor. Likewise, Het Heru, who is the archetype of every queen, royal wife, young women and girls who eventually become Aset, the iterant of motherhood, lineage, matrilineal rule of Nisu, and women. This takes place once queen becomes a mother. When this happens, she then becomes a queen mother, Aset, giving birth to Heru, the royal heir. As mentioned earlier in this work, it is held that at the conception of Heru, he takes up residence in his mother, Aset's womb. At this moment, her womb becomes the Het Heru, or the house of Heru. So in this instance, she becomes the womb that houses, protects, and nurtures the new life, physically. The womb and the egg. The egg provides sustenance and body to the seed. Like, you know, the egg is like this big, and the seed is like that big, you know? You understand? The egg provides sustenance and body structure to the seed. Okay? The womb protects, nurtures, and nourishes the seed. The placenta feeds and nurtures and nourishes the child via the umbilical cord, right? Purifies the blood of the child, gives nutrients to the child via the umbilical cord. Right? Hey, I say I got that right?
Yeah.
That's all right. You're like, hell no. I got that right or no? So, from the very beginning, you know, we see nourishing and sustaining and protecting and giving, feeding, okay? Nurturing from the very beginning, even at the most fundamental level.
So the woman is the
First protector.
The woman is it. She is the shit. She is it. She is the original warrior, the original angel. A man is a genetic mutation of a woman.
Okay, so
Worship my woman.
okay, so physically, Het Heru is the womb, especially in her rib, Net Hetepet, lady of the vulva. And the fact that Het Heru, whose sacred animal and zoo type is a yit or cow, is in which the term yit is also a homophone for a term meaning vulva. As an iter of the womb and vulva, Het Heru can be worked with for increasing fertility, physical and mental, spiritual, as well as healing illnesses of the reproductive system, especially that of women. Let's go. This is something I made here.
Wow.
To demonstrate the way that our ancestors understood these forces.
Yeah.
This is Het Heru, and you can see it's a woman with the head shaped just like a cow's head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But if you notice, here we have the womb.
Mm-hmm.
Shaped just like the cow's head. Okay? The science of life that we're talking about here, the forces of nature. Let's go. Next time, okay, these are some of Het Heru's names. And you know, I really want to get into the qualities of the woman, understand what the ideal woman looked like and was understood to embody, you know, through these forces, okay? As personification of these forces. Nepta irrequet in S ear or OBS. Lady of bread who makes beer as the creation of her mind and the work of her hands. Oh, started off talking about food. Okay, let's go. Certain pets, Saes im Benu S, who rejuvenates her son with her milk. Nursing. But we gotta start. You know, okay, you bring forth life, you feed him from the very beginning of his life, you give birth, and then you nurse. Society today, you know, taking the woman out of the natural role, and now she's like, she got no time for that. Let me go out and get it. Here's some Similac. Here's this. No, I'm not. You know, 3 months and I'm done. Or it's. I say once we cut that connection, what we're actually doing, we're producing psychopaths and sociopaths that who can't comprehend and understand empathy because they didn't get that from that connection, that bonding with their mother is lacking. You see, that ancestral genetic genius, okay, that's transmitted through that milk, okay, that nourishes that child is missing. So we're producing degenerates or mutations, as you said. Okay?
Mutation. There you go.
All right? I can't say she is splendid. She with splendid advice. She's an advisor. You know, women are very wise, intuitively, naturally. More so than men.
Of course, they're smart.
More so than men, okay? Very, very, intuitive. All right? With splendid advice. She's tell you something. She's trying to help you, man. She's trying to nag you, necessarily. Okay? Particularly. Not all the time. She ain't trying to nag you all the time. You know what I'm saying? She got good advice. If you listen to, we get out of our feelings and our ego, she actually trying to tell us something. Trying to put us up on game, trying to upgrade us.
You speak in general, right?
Huh?
You speak in general.
What do you mean?
You speak in general, what a woman's supposed to,
The ideal, these are the qualities of the ideal African woman,
right.
as expressed in the names, through the names of Henensu. Okay? She who makes plans for His Majesty. Now, these next couple ones are important. She with great plans in the cities and nomes, by whose plans everybody lives, by whose plans the gods and people live, by whose plans every face all people live, who allows the two lands to prosper by her plans. Uh-oh. Ain't the man with the master plan. You see? I'm gonna be honest with you. My experience in dealing with, organizations or talking about building and getting around a bunch of dudes, at the end of the day, it ended up being some ego shit and we never get a damn thing done. Just to be honest. You know what I mean? It's not until you get some sisters around you that stuff actually gets done. A man, right? We might have an idea. We might have a vision. We might see how, we could, okay, this could be better or whatever. We might have a vision or be inspired, but we don't necessarily have the practicality to work it out, to plan, to make it economical. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's just like, it's what we do. For instance, I wanted to do at least 2 big festivals this year, and the ladies they got in my ear and said, Benu, you're being a little bit too ambitious. Let's take the time out, get these societies up and going. Let's plan it out. We need a whole year in advance to get this done. Right? And I'm like, oh, but guess what? Got 2 trips to Africa doing this 6-week lecture series. Got all these other retreats and different things that we got going on. It's a whole lot of things happening. I was pretty much being impractical, and I just had the idea. I didn't have a plan. You know what I mean? So most successful individuals, like we hear for instance, even Dame Dash. He's like, you want to be successful, stop messing with dudes and get you a good woman.
Like gold.
You know what I'm saying? Listen to your women. Stop listening and talking to these men. Hey, that's what he said. So just like, oh baby, just like we give the seed, okay? We give the seed, right? But she makes it so much more. You understand? We have the idea and the inspiration, but she comes with the plan to make it happen. Okay? Let's go. Without her knowledge, no plans are made. Uh-oh. You didn't talk about it. You didn't tell me. Why you didn't tell me before you did this? Why you didn't tell me before you bought that? Okay? Without her knowledge, the palace is not entered. No one comes in and out of the home without her knowledge. Without her knowledge, there is no coronation. That means, once again, as the man sits upon the lap of Offset, is a matrilineal culture. Okay? That means that it is her knowledge that makes you a man. It is her nod that approves your manhood, your kingship.
There you go. All right, my brother.
Okay?
That's right.
So without her knowledge, there is no coronation. You can't be a king without a queen.
You gave me the element of surprise, brother.
Element of surprise? Why? How could you? How could you be surprised?
I think you was gonna bring it up.
How could you? How could you?
She is the shit.
You only been there. You only been there every week. How could you be surprised? That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna come in, bro, like this.
Okay. You know, I might not agree with everything you say.
All right.
Okay, but you know, we're gonna get to it. Without her knowledge, there is no coronation. Right? That means that the woman, you know, and even well, we can get into this, right? Going back up here. Without her knowledge, the palace is not entered. I mean, no other chick better enter into that palace without her knowledge. It's a woman that determines whether or not you get another wife. Whether or not,
I still got one. Last time I checked.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
That's all you can afford.
Last
All
time I
right.
checked.
So, without her knowledge, there's no coronation. She's the mistress of sayings and proverbs, the mistress of speech, the mistress of magic, the mistress of speech, the mistress of writing, the ruler of the books. That means she got it up top. Let's go. Who protects the perimeter of the soldiers with her spells, who wards off the enemy with magic of her utterances, who transfigures the tear through her magic spells. This is important, right? Because, who chases away the enemy through her utterances. She with effective magic. This is important because the woman is big juju. I'm going to be honest with you. Your primary role and function is inside. What you trying to say, brother? Women should stay in the house with themselves. No. Listen to me good. Your primary function is inside. It's not just in the house, but we're talking about in the spirit. You are our first priestess. You are our first counselor. You are our ears in connection to the ancestors and the divine, first and foremost. You see? But, and we might, we'll get it, mention it briefly, because we've been knocked so out of order, Sekhmet is out. Most of the sisters, identify with Sekhmet. Warrior and the hunter and going out and getting it and bringing back this thing I don't do it, ain't gonna get done. I don't need a man, but for one thing, I really don't need him for that. Okay? That, we're out of order with that. But your job, you are ear to the connections to the ancestors, You who transfigures the tear through your magic spells and your rituals, right? This means the original mediums. Through your ritual, through your connection to the spirit realm and the ancestors, you were actually able to possess the spirit, to give form to the spirit, to the tear, so that the natural and the ancestors could speak through you. Okay? Who chases away the enemy through her utterances, her juju, with her effective magic and her, effective plans. Effective plans in the shrines, meaning working out the plans and the vision of the family at the ancestor shrine, at the shrine in the nether room with your rituals, attracting the wealth, attracting the success. Who makes splendid magical power, who predicts what will happen in eternity. Seers. You are the original seers. How many of y'all had dreams about stuff before they actually happened? Well, damn! You know, it don't get no more spiritual than that. You have empirical evidence of that connection. Okay? Predicts what will happen in eternity, who predicts what will happen in the future, who predicts what will come out and will happen in the future. Let's go. Under whose supervision the writing stands, whose heart is sincere, who acts in accordance with my act. I'm talking about a good woman, a righteous woman, who specifies the correct order. See, with great laws, right? Sometimes she actually creates the laws and new legislation, great laws and legislation, who lives by, on, and in my act, who separates truth from wrong or injustice, who abhors injustice. Her abhorrence or the abhorrence of her majesty is a lying tongue. She hates lies. She don't tell lies and she hates lies. Who gives instructions in the land, who gives the ancestors instructions, meaning her job is to convey the instructions from the ancestors to the Nisu and the people. And then decisions are made accordingly. Who gives the ancestors instructions, who is satisfied with my. Let's go. All right, all set. We bring it home, family. Let's go. All set is the great-great-granddaughter of Nu and Nunet, great-granddaughter of Ra Raet, granddaughter of Yeshua to Nu, daughter of Nu and Gab. She is the wife of Hosea, sister of Sutesh, Nethead, and Heruah. All set is the Netarian of women, motherhood, healing, medicine, especially spiritual healing and juju, hikah, rivers, fresh water, queen, mothership, ritual, etc. Though these things listed may seem like plenty, they don't even scratch the surface of this powerful material. Let's go. All sets love and devotion in remembering what's said is symbolic of the deep longing for spirituality in man, the longing for the union with Neter, a longing that leads one to seek the Neter, and devotion to the path as an initiative devotee. She motivates man to transcend the mundane carnal life, to strive towards something higher, their greatest good, their innermost intent, and to manifest or give expression in the world as Heru. Heru, her journey is the spiritual journey of man, the journey of the person. Let's go. Within man, Aset corresponds to the Ka, which is the aspect of the individual that is responsible for giving one their unique qualities and expression of intelligence and power, talents and gifts, personality, and is inherited through the mother. Okay? It is a feminine counterpart of the Pa, which is received from the father and is associated with Osir. Testament to this fact is the chapter of not letting a man's heart be driven from him in Netzekeret, in which the relationship between the mother and the heart, or Id, and the Ka are made clear, in which the Id is declared at once to be the mother of one's coming into being, as well as the Ka within the body, forming and making strong the limbs. This Ka, once again, is the unique vital essence and power within each thing. It is the spiritual double of a thing. It is the twin to the physical body. Okay, and it is inherited through the mother. In the Nicomac tradition, this the former corresponding to the Ka, and the latter corresponding to the Ka, or physical body. In the Yoruba tradition, okay, in the Yoruba tradition, Aset, also written Aset, the Ka, became Ase, the very force which is life and brings things into being in the universe. Aset, as the chief